Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are in good spirits tonight. Happy Thursday. One more day to the weekend for those who are a part of the working world. One day before the spring equinox. Happy spring. Hope you guys are all in good spirits. We have not done a happy hour in a minute. Welcome to Happy Hour, where we come together, we have drinks, libations, and we shoot the shit about all the weirdo stuff that's going on in the world. Hold on. I love Tiana Major 9, and I did not want to turn her off, but can't hear myself, and you guys can't hear me if there's too much music in the background. Hi, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I'm really excited about this. And I truly do hope that MJ is here tonight, because one of the people we're going to be discussing, I low-key was trying to avoid talking about her, but MJ has been so fascinated this subject, and I do have things to say as a kitchen conjurer, as a priestess that uses food and uses drink a lot as a vehicle to administer spiritual medicine. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But first off, hello, everyone. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Rains Rose. If there's anyone else here in the group, y'all, we come into the room and we introduce ourselves, so say hi in the chat so that way I know who's here and I can say hello back to you. But we're here for happy hour tonight. We are here for happy hour. This is where we discuss pop culture, geopolitics, and the general state of the world while having a little bit of a sip of something, right? Same way we would if it was happy hour in our everyday life, right? Over drinks, we come together to have a little bit of a chat and unwind right before the weekend rolls around. And I also do readings for people. If people want readings, discounted readings for 1111. Because I just want to talk tonight. I don't have any reading topics related to what we're going to discuss. But you do have the option of getting a spring equinox reading from me or just a general 3-card reading, okay? So come on in the room. Hold on one second. I'm going to share the link to this live. I try not to do this on camera because I don't like looking down at my phone and having dead silence while I'm on camera. But I forgot to include a couple of groups, so just give me a second. Alrighty, so tonight we're going to be talking about 3 ladies, and I called this live the Court of Public Opinion because I think that it is the court of public opinion, honestly, that is distorting all 3 of these situations and how we should be looking at them, how we should be engaging with them. So I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to start with the one that I'm the actual fan of. I want y'all to leave Lori Harvey smooth, clean the fuck alone. Leave that girl alone. Leave Lori alone. As somebody who I've had both romantic exes and friendship exes, if you can talk about them that way, where people don't leave me alone or they don't let me have an identity outside of those people. And that is a really frustrating reality to live in, okay? Lori was sitting there minding her business, being gorgeous next to her fine, dark-skinned ass British man. And just because her ex won an award, y'all, the amount of people that I have seen, oh, Lori Harvey fumbled the bag. Oh, Lori Harvey must be punching her pillow. Oh, I know Lori's somewhere screaming into the void. No, the fuck she's not. No, she's not. Exes are exes for a reason. And it is okay, just because Michael B. Jordan is who you fap to at night, just because Michael B. Jordan is the man of your dreams, that does not mean that she did something wrong by ending her relationship with him. And it does not mean that she fumbled. Let that man have his victory without bringing her up. Let her have her life and her new relationship without bringing. It's weirdo shit. It's weirdo behavior. It is weirdo behavior. I don't know if y'all ever looked at Damson Idris, but he ain't no slouch. He tall, he cute, he chocolate. He got an accent. He got his own money. Like, I don't understand why y'all are acting like after she left Michael B. Jordan, her life just fell apart. That's not her lived reality. The need to make that her lived reality is strange. Leave that little girl alone. Leave that girl alone. I think people don't know how to. I think 90s movies have us really fucked up. I think rom-coms have us really fucked up. I think that we have this belief that Black women in particular have to be in a perpetual state of longing and chasing when it comes to a man. And that's fucking weird. It's fucking weird to me. Let her be happy. Let her be good with her choices. Let Michael B. Jordan win. Historic moment for him. Literally his first Oscar nomination, he got it. How fucking badass is that? The first time you got offered a nomination for an award, you get it. And instead of people letting you have your moment, instead of people letting you bask in your own light, y'all idiots are out here, oh, Lori Harvey. They broke up like 3 or 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago. Are you still stunting your ex from 3 or 4 years ago? I low-key am afraid for some of y'all to answer that because I fear that the answer is going to be yes. But leave that girl alone. Let her just be gorgeous and out here child-free and happy and just being with her fine British man. Sounds delicious. Let me Google him. Okay, so let me know what you think once you've Googled him. Because Venus makes fun of me for saying that he's cute. I think he's very cute. But I also think that Joey Badass is hella cute. I just have a very specific type. I'll leave it at that. Low-key, if you saw my ex and then you look at Joey Badass, it would make a lot of sense. But I think that Damson Idris is really, really cute. Michael B. Jordan ain't no slouch either. That is an attractive young man. He is very adorable. I have a hard time being sexually attracted to him because I continually see him as Wallace. I don't know if you guys are fans of The Wire. Even though Michael B. Jordan is only a couple years younger than me, I see him as a baby. And I think it has a lot to do with the perpetual baby face. But I get it. I'm not a hater. I know why people lust after him. I saw his arms in Creed. I get it. But to act like that woman has no joy in her life because her ex from 3 or 4 years ago won an award is ridiculous. He's a cutie, ain't he? He is adorable. I think Damson Idris is so cute. I think he is fine as hell. But yeah, like, I think the court of public opinion is really playing in Lori Harvey's face. I think that the only reason why people wish that she would be bitter or embittered around her ex being successful is because a lot of us are walking around not knowing how to not be embittered after a breakup. A lot of us don't know how to move on. A lot of us are waiting to hear bad news about our exes, whether it's romantic exes, friendship exes. Some of y'all have old jobs where if y'all hear things are going bad with the company, y'all fucking get excited. How embittered is that? That's weirdo shit. It's weirdo shit. So I would like all of us to not think that because we could, occasionally engage in weirdo behavior that everybody else does. Leave that little girl alone. She fine as hell. She rich. She got her a rich fucking actor nigga. She ain't got no, oh my God. This poor baby escaped Future. Lori Harvey escaped Future child-free. I'm going to repeat that. Lori Harvey escaped Future child-free. We should be congratulating her. Let her be happy. Leave her alone. Let her have her joy. Okay? Okay. So that one was really quick. Now let's talk about Mama Tina and this goddamn gumbo. Let's talk about Miss Tina and this gumbo, y'all. So the health department apparently had to shut her booth down. Am I surprised? No. Apparently several people have gotten food poisoning from her gumbo. Am I surprised? No. I'll say this. And I want to be very careful because the Carters and the Knowleses, they sue. I'm not going to talk about her. I'm going to talk specifically, girl. She survived Future, Diddy, and Justin Combs. Future, Diddy, and Justin Combs. That little girl got a fabric in her that y'all don't understand. And I say rather than hate on her, learn. Learn. I'm a Lori Harvey fan. I don't know if y'all picked up on it. I love a woman who has amassed wealth and you don't even know what her voice sounds like. I couldn't tell you what Lori Harvey's voice sounds like. I think that's fly. I think that's fly as fuck. I think the fact that she has these niggas so sprung that they're concerned about her years later is fly as hell. I think the fact that she is a millionaire and we don't know what the fuck she does for a living is fly. I really do. I love me some Lori Harvey. And I know she bothers people. But I think she bothers people because she laughs in the face of a lot of fucked up things that Black women have been taught to accept for themselves, right? You guys hear me talk all the time. I don't believe that we should fetishize hard work the way we do. I don't. What the fuck is hard work? It doesn't get you anything but wrinkles and chronic illness and early death. So when women find a way to carve a path to wealth where they don't have to work hard and you low-key don't even know what the fuck they do, I think that is fucking fly. I think it's fly. Why do we have to internalize some slave shit that we're not worthy unless we are working ourselves to the bone? It's weird. I love the fact that she don't tell y'all nothing about her life that she don't want y'all to know. Everything that people know about Lori Harvey is mostly speculation. And it's funny because y'all praise Beyonce for not telling all her business. But that same thing about Lori Harvey makes y'all mad. I love the fact that she's rich off nepotism. And I know that's going to piss a lot of people off, but I'm looking forward to this new class of Black celebrities and athletes and musicians whose children benefit from nepotism. That's why I loved the whole 50 Cent versus the Harris family thing. Yes, Tip. Yes, Clifford. Show off the fact that literally every single one of your progeny got musical hands. Let these niggas know. Because what is the point of your wealth and your fame if your babies cannot benefit from it? I don't know about dating father and son. You know what? I ain't going to argue with you on that one. I can't defend that one. But, you know, like, I let those pages of history be stuck together. Everybody's fave has something about them that we try to ignore a little bit. What is my dream job? Who is dreaming of work? Not me. Girl, you took the words out of my mouth. I do not dream of labor. I do not dream of hard work. I do not dream of it. Yeah, Eartha Kitt said that. Why are we dreaming of labor? Eartha Kitt was such a badass. We did not deserve her. She was so far before her time. Just a earth angel in every sense of the word. But absolutely, I don't have issue with Lori Harvey. I actually stan Lori Harvey. I think a lot of the things that piss her off about people, that people find about her that piss them off, it's because she lives in a way that calls our contradictions into question. It's crazy because people are like, oh, she's dated so many people. She's dated. It's not like she's gotten married and divorced 1,000 times. That's first. Second, you're supposed to date in your 20s. And I think that's a really big problem that Black women have. We don't date. We let one or two niggas talk us into believing that they're going to give us the world. And then when they tie us down and burden us and fuck our lives up, we look up 10, 15, 20 years later, and then we're resentful. Date. Actually date people. And then when you realize that you don't like them, that you're not equally yoked, give them back to the universe for somebody else. She's doing what the fuck you're supposed to do. Why are we mad at her about it? Never made sense to me. But let me get back. We can come back to Lori in a bit because I have a lot to say about her as one of her fans. As the president of the Lori Harvey fan club, I have a lot to say about that beautiful girl. But let's get off of her for a moment and let's talk about Mama Tina and this gumbo. I think I'm a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. I say that every time I go live. Dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Oakland born and bred. But my lineage and my family are from Mississippi and Louisiana. Okay, so I know a lot. And even when you look at my elders, some of my aunts and uncles, they are yellow, Creole, and Cajun angry people. My Uncle Bobby, the uncle that raised me, high yellow with freckles, right? Angry Cajun man. So I know a lot about Creole food. I know a lot about gumbo in particular. It was one of the first things I learned to cook that I'm mastered and I'm really proud of. It's also one of the first things that I learned to conjure through with my cooking, okay? It's one of the first things that I learned to conjure through because gumbo is so layered and because it does take so long to cook. Even when in the process of you making gumbo, you feel like you're stirring up a cauldron, right? Gumbo is a very powerful, it's a very powerful food. I will say that. In fact, I have a repertoire of about 5 dishes that I use for enchantments, as well as offering on big movements to my ancestor, and gumbo is one of those, right? I thought it was weird. I thought it was weird that out of nowhere, Mama Tina started selling gumbo to the community. Tell me what you're drinking if you're sipping something. It's Thursday, so I got rosé. If you know, you know. I thought it was weird. This felt like it came out of nowhere. Girl, I know it's you, Rains Rose. I know it's Johnny. I just, I call you by your avatar's name just because we're on here. Did I think it was weird? Yes. Did I think it was weird that she was selling gumbo at a festival? I'm going to be honest. Gumbo is not something I think of at a carnival, a festival, or a rodeo. It is not. And if you've watched the TikToks of people from New Orleans or people from Louisiana saying why, that makes sense to me. Now, I do not, again, I was raised in California, even though my roots are from Louisiana. I cook gumbo all year long. I do, but I also know how to store my gumbo, how to cool it down, how to get it into the fridge quickly, or if I have a lot of it, because you can't really make gumbo in small batches, I know how to put it in different containers to let it cool down and move to the freezer. I would not walk around eating gumbo in hot weather. If it's made right, that roux is gonna fuck your stomach up. It's just not a food that you would eat at a festival in 70, 80-degree weather. It just never made sense to me. Is that absent of other people's thoughts and theories around, you know, spiritual enchantment and ill intentions and energy harvesting? You know, it's a possibility. Is it something that could happen? If I were a priestess invested in the dark arts, and I wanted to energy harvest a mass group of people, food would be the number one way to do it. The two easiest ways to work a person is through their head and through their stomach. I thought it was weird when she came out with a hairline. What was it, 2 years ago, a year ago? I get that she used to own a beauty salon, but you can't let everybody in your hair. That's one of the first lessons you learn as a Black woman. If you had any women in your family that prayed and believed in God, that was one of the first lessons you learn in childhood. Don't let everybody in your hair. People having access to your hair, people making things for you to put in your head gives them access in a really particular way. So, again, I'm not reading on her right now, and I'm not going to read on her. I'm just not going to do it. That's just a choice I'm making. I would be lying, and I would be disingenuous as a priestess if I got in front of all of you and acted like access to the head and the stomach aren't the two easiest ways to control a person, aren't the two easiest ways to get access to a person, aren't the two easiest ways to administer work over a person. Their head and their stomach. And so why, out of nowhere, this interest in a hairline and a food pop-up, I don't think people are wrong for questioning it. I thought it was weird when the hairline popped up. I thought it was weird. And people told me to shut the fuck up. People told me to shut the fuck up. Look at Beyonce. She got real hair. Look at her. You see the clip of her. Her hair is gorgeous. I will never take anything away from that beautiful Creole woman. Beautiful, long, thick hair under them wigs. She is doing her protective styling right. But what the fuck does that have to do with me putting her products in my hair? Y'all let people have access to y'all hair and y'all stomach way too easily. You can't let everybody in your hair. You can't eat everybody's food. I'm going to repeat it. You can't let everybody in your hair. You can't eat everybody's food. In addition to the fact, again, I brought up my relationship to gumbo as a dish that I have a deep relationship with too, and my relationship to it as a form of conjure, because I know how to cook it. I know how to cook it well. Some of you who may have been blessed enough to actually have my gumbo know that I'm not just sitting here talking shit. I've had people literally, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but beep, beep. I've had people taste my gumbo and then turn around and talk shit about gumbo, their recipes in their own family, right? I know how to cook a good gumbo. I also don't cook gumbo for everybody. And the reason why I don't cook it for everybody is because it is a form of conjure for me. It is an act of love. I put a lot of enchantment, a lot of well wishes, a lot of prosperity, a lot of blessing and healing into my gumbo when I make it. Everybody don't do that. Everybody don't cook that way, right? It's not something that I can make. I mean, you can't make gumbo in a small batch. At minimum, it's going to be in one of those big, steel pans or whatever. It's not something that I personally would ever make for a festival. Because when I think about the quality with which I make mine, there is no way to make it for hundreds of people without cutting corners. Okay? So absolutely, when I see people posting videos online with these cups of, and they're calling it beef stew with shrimp in it, right? And it's watery. I saw one that looked a little green in hue. Your gumbo should never be khaki green. It should never be army green. That was disconcerting to me. Gumbo should be rich and deep brown. If your roux ain't dark chocolate brown like fudge, you fucking it up, right? So for me, my initial thought was, okay, this is a quality issue. But then people started getting sick. And then they started getting sick back to back. And then there was a lot of themes around how people got sick. I'm not going to say that this woman is a Lugau because I think that's crazy. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Again, I'm not divining on it. I will say this. There have been times, how do I say this, Spirit? Give me the words. And this is why, and I had people don't understand clairsentience and the ways that it works. And I used to get really pissed off in my former spiritual house when people would judge my clairsentience in the ways that it shows up because they don't understand it, right? If you had praying grandmothers and praying aunties, if you have a lineage of strong protective women whose prayers are carrying you over in this lifetime, I could see a scenario. Give me the word, Spirit. And I've had this happen to me, right? Where I went somewhere that I know I should not have gone. I ate literal like a garlic breadstick and had food poisoning for 2 days. Why did that happen? My spirits did not want me to consume what I consumed from who I consumed it from. But because I was not in tune with Ori and I was not listening to intuition, I ate it anyway. And they wanted to get that shit out of my body. So I can see a scenario in which people who are going and consuming shit that they're not supposed to, but they have, prayerful lineages, they have strong ancestors, that, they got sick to push that out of their body. I'm not surprised. I've seen it happen before. It's happened to me before. So I'm going to be completely honest. I thought people were just being weird when they started to make these connections and theories. But after about the 5th or 6th person got sick, that's when I was like, Could it be poor food preparation? Probably, absolutely. But I also think that sometimes sickness is a spiritual response. Even sickness sometimes can protect you. You consume some bullshit you wasn't supposed to consume. Your spirits will make you vomit it before it can actually fully digest in your system. They will expunge it out of you. Allegedly. I know nothing. I'm AI. I done made all this up. I don't know shit. I'm not even fully awake right now. I'm low-key drunk off a half a sip of Prosecco. You can't trust nothing I'm saying. Allegedly, I would not be surprised if that was a spiritual response, because we don't know what people's bloodlines have over them. We don't know the protections that people's ancestors have put over them. We don't know the ways in which certain people's ancestral prayers have carried them and are protecting them from their stupidity now. So imagine, I know that when I'm an ancestor, if I see one of the people in my lineage being fucking fame obsessed to the point where they're going to eat some bullshit that's not good for them, I'll probably make them throw it up. I've definitely thrown up from protection before. Those who know, know. Those who know, know. Those who know, know. She requests gifts that make her better. She gets gifts that make her better, not flowers and candy. Randomly selling gumbo is strange. I would not have been inclined to try it. So I wish MJ was here so bad, because she and I were having this conversation. Right before she started selling at her pop-up, the audio clip from her book started going around with her gumbo recipe. And I was creeped out by the audio clip because it literally sounded like somebody. There's a way to recite a recipe where you're just reciting a recipe, but that audio clip literally sounds like somebody doing an incantation or walking you through spell work. Allegedly. To my novice ears, to my drunk novice ears, that's what it sounded like, right? Allegedly. So when I heard that audio clip, that's when I was like, little strange. So that's what I have to say about Mama Tina. I don't know her personally. I cannot speak on her intentions. I'm not going to pull cards on her. I'm not going to read on her. We did talk about her in one of our face reading workshops. If you know how to face read, you can tell when people are up to certain things. I strongly encourage all of you to learn that particular practice. And I'll just leave it at that. But I want to reiterate, because I don't think you all take it serious. This is why I don't even eat fast food that often. And when I do eat fast food, I go to the same locations over and over again. Y'all know I like Chick-fil-A. I love their lemonade. There's only 2 Chick-fil-A locations in all of Atlanta that I go to. And if I can't get to those locations, nigga, I'm not eating Chick-fil-A. Because why would you turn around and eat food that's coming from angry people, angry, underpaid people, people who are vicious, right? If you go into a restaurant, whether it's fast food or a privately owned, a mom and pop, whatever, if you go into an environment and you feel that the energy is off or the people are being rude and nasty to you, get your ass up and walk away. Don't eat food that is made with angry hands. I'm a firm believer in that. I don't let everybody touch my hair. I've had the same braider for the last 5.5 years. I don't let everybody touch my hair. Stop letting everybody in your hair. Stop letting everybody feed you. Vanity and greed will get you fucked up. Stop being greedy. Stop being vain. Stop letting everybody touch your hair. And when I say touch your hair, I don't just mean the people that actually do your hair. Who is crafting the products that you are putting on your literal scalp? There are spirits that live on your scalp. There can be more discerning about who you let touch your hair. Be more discerning about who you let feed you. Will you try Cardi's hair? Hell motherfucking no. No. Absolutely not. And I'm going to be honest with you. Based on the energetics around Cardi and the way her glamour shows up in the world and the spirits that she's rumored to work with, I actually have a more, I don't want to say trust. I sense more of an energetic and auric safety with Cardi than I do the family that shall not be named, right? But even with that, I'm not gonna put her shit in my head. Why the fuck would I do that? And I want to see Cardi win. I don't got nothing against Cardi. She annoys the shit out of me as a person, but I don't ever want to see any woman of color not succeed, right? But no, I'm not putting her shit in my head. Why? Why would I? Stop letting everybody. Stop. How many times I have to say it? Stop letting everybody touch your hair. The fuck? When you look at Cardi's life, because that's another thing. That's another reason why I let the woman who does my hair do my hair. She's a great mother, very, very spiritual, even though her spirituality is rooted in Christianity. I don't have nothing against Christianity. So yes, when I go get my hair done by her and she's playing, Jesus music all, and she's literally praying and singing over my head, yes, ma'am, you get to do my hair over and over again. Her children are well behaved. Her youngest baby is absolutely button cute. Those things matter to me. Y'all be going and letting bitches do y'all hair in fucking storage units who have terrible attitudes, who had fucking Alani or Monster energy drinks and Cheetos for breakfast. cussing out their baby's father. Like, y'all got to pay attention to the people that y'all let work you. And somebody doing your hair is a form of spiritual work. Whether intentional or not, it is. I don't want Belle Khalisa's life. You think that just because she's rich, I want her life? Look at the two men she's anchored herself to for the rest of her humanly existence. Why would I want that for me? Cardi has made too many anti-Black comments for her products to go on my hair. Too many anti-Black comments, too many anti-female comments, too many I'm better than you poor bitches comments. Like, I would not want her products on my head. Storage units, the fuck? Yes, baby, people are getting their hair done in storage units. That is a hustle here in Atlanta. There are people that cannot afford to actually buy a booth at an actual shop. And they probably don't, they either don't have their own place where they live, or they have roommates, or something's going on with their housing, so they don't want to do business out of their home. So they will literally rent storage units. If you go on Groupon right now and look up hair shit in Atlanta, if you actually purchase, and I've never purchased on Groupon in Atlanta for hair stuff, I've just heard stories. If you purchase, you will probably end up in a fucking storage unit, getting a bus down. It's a lot of trifling shit happening in the hair community. That's why I've let the same woman braid my hair for the last 5.5 years. Y'all can talk shit about it all you want to, but I trust her. She's a prayerful woman. Her kids act right. She has a balanced life. All that shit makes... Of course I'm going to keep going back. Why would I not keep going back? But yeah, how many people know about this Huda Mustafa situation? Because if you don't know about her, we can skip her. I low-key don't like her at all. I've never liked her. Even before this situation with the restraining order came around, I never fucking liked her. But do we have any Love Island fans in the room that want to talk about Huda Mustafa? If so, go ahead and put a comment in the comment section. If not, I can go ahead and we can talk about Mama Tina and Lori a little longer, because I prefer those topics, honestly. And then I can take questions from the audience for those who want a question answered. So again, I couldn't think of a topic related specifically to the ladies we talked about, but tomorrow is the spring equinox, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to do spring equinox readings for those who are interested, or if you just want a general reading, send your love offering to my Cash App or my PayPal, and I'll do a reading for you. Is Groupon still a thing? Yeah, it's still a thing. Don't shit on Groupon. I got tickets to a play last year that I actually thoroughly enjoyed for a third of the price off of Groupon. Yes. And maybe, you know what? Maybe everybody don't still use Groupon, but I'm a Taurus, and the things about Taurus that people say that is really true is that we love luxury, but we're cheap as hell. We love luxury, but we're cheap as hell. So, MJ, why are you just getting here? We just finished talking about Mama Tina and that gumbo. And I kept saying, I wish MJ was here, because she and I have been kikiing about this for literal weeks. I'm glad that you're here. I check Groupon for concerts when I'm in the States. It's the best place to get tickets, because they're going to be dirt cheap, and they're good tickets. It's not like you're getting shitty tickets. But yeah, I like Groupons for concert tickets to plays. When my nephew was living with me, I would find all kind of quirky shit to do on Groupon because I mean it was a 16 turning 17-year-old boy, and so I didn't know. And you can't get them, in my experience, getting them to talk and say what they like to do was hard. So I just would have to find shit on Groupon and take him to do it and hope that he enjoyed it. And about 80% of the time, it worked out. So we do have a few Love Island fans here. I'm aware of Huda. Not a fan of Love Island, but I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. I don't give a damn about Love Island, and to be honest, I've never watched a full episode. But bitch, when Alandria stepped out with that tiny ass waist and them cheekbones, Alandria literally looks like a Barbie doll. Like, I wish I had a Barbie doll when I was little that looked like her. That flawless skin, just the most, like, literally looks like somebody cut her cheekbones out with a fucking knife. Like, that girl is gorgeous. I'm a huge Olandria fan, but I've never watched Love Island. Just started watching this year because of my Skigi alum was. I want to know who your I'm gonna bother you about this over text, Tori, because I'm nosy and I want to know. All right, I'm gonna come back to the gumbo conversation in a minute, MJ, but I do want to talk a little bit about Huda, even if just briefly. So again, talking about the court of public opinion, right? We have these two Black women, Lori Harvey, trying to mind her own business, trying to be with her fine, dark-skinned, chocolate-ass British man. Lord, I've seen what you've done for others. I've seen what you've done for others. If you want to pour those kind of blessings onto me, I will not waste them. But she just minded her own business, and people trying to bring up her ex and say that she lost or fumbled the bag, right? Then we have Miss Tina, who people are saying that she's a lagaou, and then she's trying to poison the community, which I can't confirm or deny, and I won't confirm or deny. I just shared the spiritual reasons why I can understand why people would believe that, right? But then we have this pie-faced brown bitch. I don't like Huda. Fuck her. Fuck Huda and fuck bitches that act like her. I'm from California, okay? So brown women who deeply hate Black women but want to perform Black womanhood because they love Black dick is not something that I am unfamiliar with. I have encountered whores like that since I was probably in the 3rd grade. So when I saw Huda, when I saw the clips of her being obnoxious, speaking in a Black accent, being drunk, verbally abusing the men in the show, I didn't think none of that shit was cute. I never fucking thought it was cute. But because for whatever reason, and I love Black people down, but we can be stupid when it comes to our obsession with brown women who perform Black bullshit. The amount of Black women that I saw rooting for Huda should be ashamed of themselves. And it wasn't until after the show was over and she was laughing at people calling Olandria nigger. She had to literally laugh and giggle over a Black woman being called nigger for other Black people to stop and be like, oh, okay, well, maybe we should pause. I've always thought there was something off about that little bitch. So no, am I surprised? Am I surprised at all? Then now here we are, and she has a restraining order because her little weird ass literally took a flight to go and harass her fucking boyfriend's baby's mother, that she threatened the life of a child in order to threaten her boyfriend's baby. No, I'm not. I'm not surprised because Huda was given that kind of pick me, I hate other women, I'm self-destructive energy when she was on the show. But the difference was y'all motherfuckers was acting like that shit was cute. And I'm tired of it. We are nasty and venomous towards other Black women, but let a white bitch or a white passing person of color come out and act nasty and put on a Black scent, we want to fucking ride for them. Fuck Huda. Fuck Huda and fuck every woman in the world that's like her. We were rallying behind that girl. People absolutely were. Absolutely were. I promise this reminds me of an ex-best friend said to me, you really never had any bad relationships. What do you mean? What do you mean? Let me know. It blew my mind because you may settle, but I do not. Oh, okay, I know what you. Okay, I can identify with that. Absolutely. Life is too short for shitty relationships. Get up and get out. Get up and get out. Once you realize that it's about to be some bullshit, get up and get out. You cannot teach a grown person how to treat you like a human being. In any relationship that I had that went sour, whether romantic or friendship, it happened because I stayed too long trying to over-explain my worth to a fucking idiot. And over-explaining is a form of begging. Why are you begging somebody to treat you like a human being? Kick rocks. Go. Find somebody that's going to treat you with kindness. There are too many Hudas in black space. And the reason why we got to stop inviting bitches to the cookout, they are in black spaces because of the black men who hate themselves and will chase after anything that is white or white adjacent, and the pick-me black women who want to be on the side of the black men who want to be with white women or anything white adjacent. We have to stop this bullshit. We absolutely have to stop it. I don't give a fuck about Lewis because he sat there and laughed at Olandria being called a nigger too. So whatever he gets, he earned, he deserved. But when bitches start threatening to hurt children, literal children, defenseless children, hell no. So fuck Huda and everything she stands for. Fuck anybody that defends Huda. Because you probably don't like black women either. Even if you are a black woman, you probably fucking hate yourself. The restraining order was not enough, in my opinion. Let a bitch break into my apartment complex talking about she at my door. You know what? I'm not even gonna deal with her myself. I'm gonna let my homegirl Betty, my good homegirl Betty, take care of her. And if you know anything about the South, you know what Betty is. You know who Betty is. So fuck all that. Fuck Huda. She should be in jail. A restraining order is not enough. Not enough at all. I love that I got y'all. I think this is my favorite thing about the live. Seeing that we're all in agreement that Damson Idris is fine. That is a beautiful young man. That is a handsome young man with one of the cutest smiles on the planet. That is a cutie. He is so adorable. But MJ, just to bring you up to speed about the Mama Tina conversation, what I said is that people need to be more discerning about who they let touch their hair and who they let feed them. And that even before the gumbo, I was suspicious about her and the hair care line. And I know people are going to be like, oh, she owns a salon. Yeah, a lot of people. Did nobody watch American Horror Story, Coven? The two easiest places for a witch to hide, a hair salon and a restaurant. Because those are going to be the two places where, by nature of the work, we have to have access to all of the ingredients, all of the roots, all the things we need to do our work. So yeah, okay, she owned a hair salon. That doesn't, all you're doing is confirming my argument. If that were the argument that I was making, allegedly, all this is alleged, right? But yeah, we got to be more discerning about who we let touch our hair. We got to be more discerning about who we let feed us. That's what it comes down to. It's all what it comes down to. And then I did, MJ, talk about the fact that, and because I've had this happen to me before, where I consumed some shit not knowing that the person did not have good intentions towards me, and my ancestors made me throw it up, right? Because I was being an idiot. So they made me sick for 2 days until I literally was able to expunge all of that shit out of my system, right? So I do think there's some food poisoning and some food safety and instability stuff, but I would not be surprised if, in the name of protection, this is why it's important to not only pray over your relatives that are living, but to pray over the lineage that's going to follow you. Pray over the bloodline in the future, right? there's no telling what prayers from the past were protecting those people. So that's just, again, allegedly a theory, right? But yeah, so let's take some questions from the audience. Who would like either a spring equinox reading or a general 3-card reading? Let's see. Let's not forget Jay-Z literally stole Basquiat's hairstyle and has his artwork that he wanted to be free to the public. So this wasn't on the docket. I don't even know if that's the right language. This wasn't on the list. And this is something that I actually wanted to talk about in a future happy hour, and I am going to talk about in a future happy hour. People have, and I feel like all the conspiracy theorists are getting their flowers and their comeuppance now with the Epstein files being released and things being brought out of the shadows and into the light, because for decades people were calling folks crazy, right? Jay-Z is not the only one. Drake does it. I feel like Kim Kardashian does it. Kanye. I'm going to say it, Spirit. Give me a second. You got to pay attention to these celebrities that are obsessed with owning the property and the artifacts of the celebrities of the past who've died, who are now ancestors, or the artifacts of their enemies, right? Because you can do work on people and through people when you have their possessions and their belongings, right? This is why I tell people, if you know that somebody's working you and you have things, you have gifts that people have given you, throw that shit away. Throw that shit away. Nobody, and again, Drake, Scorpio nigga, and we know that Scorpio men can show up in the world in ways that are really bitch made at times. So people thought that it was just some basic obsessive fan pettiness bullshit when Drake bought Pharrell's chain. Allegedly, everything I say is alleged because I don't know anything about this, but if I was an enemy of somebody and I had the hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to buy their old diamonds, I would. Do you know the kind of conjure that somebody can do with diamonds? Especially diamonds that belong to someone else? Allegedly. Just a thought. Kim Kardashian said on camera when they gifted her Marilyn Monroe's hair that she was going to do some voodoo shit with it. It's funny. It's cute. It's a joke because it's Kim Kardashian. No. First of all, why the fuck do y'all have Marilyn Monroe's hair? I have it in my living will that when I die, the first thing that I want to happen is that I want my head to be shaved and I want my oldest baby sister to burn my hair. And I've only said this to one other person in my family, and they, of course, she's crazy. She's crazy. Okay, fine. That's all right. I'll be crazy. Why does Kim Kardashian have that woman's hair? Why is it that Jay-Z bought that artwork and now he's walking around in cosplay of the creator of the artwork? These are questions we should be asking ourselves. Why did Kanye buy Michael's leather jacket and give it to North? And then shortly after that, him and Kim started arguing about the ways in which they were going to turn North into a child star. We don't ask enough questions. We don't ask enough questions, and this should be right in our face. Right in our face. And yeah, we just got to ask more questions. I done tried so many damn times to, to take questions from the audience. My apologies. Let's see. Hey, La Lynn, when'd you get here? Yeah, when acquired Maryland's lack of hair, I said, yeah, that should have creeped everybody out way more than it did. It should have creeped everybody out way more than it did, but everybody was just like, oh, that's funny. No, it's not fucking funny. It's weird. It is absolutely weird. Why does she have that woman's hair? And why aren't we unnerved by it? Marcus, darling. That is one of my favorite. I actually may watch that tonight. I may watch that tonight, and that may be the thing I watch that like lulls me to sleep. Boomerang is one of my favorite movies, and it's because of her. It's because of her, and it's because of fucking what's her name? The one that plays Strange. Those two women are legends. Eartha Kitt and Grace Jones showed their asses in that movie, and I love them for it. I love them for it, absolutely. All right. If anyone would like a spring equinox reading or just a general reading, let me know. Okay, I see. Okay, Tiffany and Nicole both want spring equinox readings. I'm going to start with Tiffany, and then I'll wrap up with Nicole. And then if there's anyone else that would like a reading, go ahead and submit your love offering. Okay, Spencer, go ahead and send in your love offering, and then I'll do your reading after Nicole. So we're going to do Tiffany, we're going to do Nicole, and then once Spencer submits her love offering, we'll do Spencer, and then anyone who comes after her. So let me just scroll up and find Tiffany's last message, because y'all know how I am. I have a terrible memory, and I will forget. Y'all, next week marks 90 days with no marijuana. I'm proud of myself. I've gone from smoking damn near every day to doing these fasts that last several months at a time. And I'm deeply proud of myself. So the spring equinox reading is a 3-card reading. And this is looking at specifically the manifestations and the intentions that we need to set. So this is a planting seeds kind of reading, right? So we're going to look at the seed that we are being called to plant, what this seed will nourish, or what will nourish the seed rather, and the potential outcome that we'll experience by summer. Because that's the thing. That's how we should be looking at the seasons, right? What do we need to really plant and focus on and water at the beginning of the season that will put us in a position of power for the following season, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors, what wisdom does Tiffany need about the spring equinox? What are the seeds she needs to plant? What does she need to do to nourish the seed? How will it set her up for a successful summer? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. While I'm pulling Tiffany's cards, I just want to remind everybody that there are 9 days left to sign up for the road opening ritual, Pathways to Power, that I will be conducting along with Lisa Kodan. This is a 5-day road opening ritual. If you know that you have blockages in your life, if you know that there are particular roads you need to open, not just roads in terms of opportunities, but blockages in your lived experience, in your personality, things related to trauma that you've been having a hard time releasing. If you are a person that experiences the same patterns over and over again, and you just want to let that shit go, the road opening ritual will be very, very helpful for you. The last day to sign up is March 28th, and we begin on March 30th, okay? In addition to that, or not in addition to that, but I did extend my St. Patrick's Day sale for one more day. So if there's anyone that wants to book a private reading with me, you can use the code LUCK, LUCK, to get 20% off until tomorrow night, okay? The seed you are being called to plant I love this for you, Tiffany, just because of the conversations, and I'm not going to go into your private business. Seven of Swords, you need to be more strategic. Spirit is literally giving you permission to be a bit more selfish, right? Seven of Swords, we know it in its negative iteration as the Thief card, right? But it's not an inherently negative card, even though the artwork may look that way. This is somebody who is moving strategically, right? They are manipulating a situation for it to work out in their favor. A lot of times when the Seven of Swords comes up, especially as a card of advice and a seed we need to plant, it's because we engage in self-sabotage, right? We tell people too much of our business. Again, I keep saying the phrase, over-explaining is a form of begging, right? There's a way in which you need to start moving towards your goals in your future that has to be a little bit more strategic, where you prioritize yourself as well as keep your cards close to your chest. And that's the seed you need to plant for spring, right? Being a little bit more strategic, a little bit more selfish, and releasing this tendency towards self-sabotage, okay? What will allow you to nourish this seed? You got to be disciplined enough to do what you need to do even when it's painful, right? Ten of Swords, painful cycles that are coming to an end. You know this already, that you need to move more strategically, but you have not been doing it because you have so much fear and so much guilt that it's easier for you to numb yourself and ignore what you need to do instead of actually doing it, right? And the Ten of Swords is saying, hey, either option has pain. You just got to choose the pain that is more functional for you, right? Are you going to sit in the pain of numbing and continuing to accept the same circumstances? Or are you going to take the pain of the difficulty of moving forward, knowing that the moving forward will bring you into a next or new chapter, right? So that's what you need to nourish. You need to be strong enough to do the things that are difficult, even though they are difficult, because you have such a desire for change. What is the potential outcome by summer? You will stop feeling like you are living in reliving a nightmare over and over again, right? Nine of Swords in reverse is an energy of feeling like you are trapped in a nightmare. It's like a Groundhog's Day feeling of the same nightmare, feeling like you're not moving forward, feeling like you are hitting the same pattern over and over again, dealing with the same difficulty over and over again. The outcome, if you can move strategically and hold your cards next to your chest instead of over-explaining, right? If you can have the strength to do what's difficult, even though it's a little painful, it will rip you out of this nightmare energy and this feeling like you are reliving the same pain or the same patterns over and over again. Let me know if that resonated for you, Tiffany. Let me know if that was helpful. I gotta look Huda up. Oh, she is so fucking basic. Every time people are like, oh, she's so gorgeous. She's a Bay Area 6. Is she really gorgeous? I don't know. But she looked like a Bay Area 6 to me. It's a bunch of fucking Daisy girls in the Bay that shit on Huda every day. I don't see all this beauty that people talk about. But maybe that's just me. Okay, Nicole is next. Nicole, I got your spring equinox reading. Then we'll do Svenstva. Then we will do MJ. And if there's anyone else after MJ, just go ahead and send in your love offering and I will get to you. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits who walk with me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Nicole need about the spring equinox? What are the seeds she needs to plant? How does she need to nourish these seeds? And what will it set her up for in the summer? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm going to say this. Mr. Worsom, your Taurus friend, he's in this heavenly. He is not budging. He's a food inspector. He doesn't play. First of all, I love that he's a food inspector and that he has opinions about this. But second of all, I agree with him. I agree with him. There is no way. Let me not say there is no way. Gumbo is too temperamental to serve at a festival or a carnival. And here's the thing, I'm not even saying that I've never seen it done. I have seen it done. But typically this is why people run out. Because you can't do huge batches of it like that. And she was lying to y'all niggas anyway, talking about this simmers for 16 to 18 hours. Girl, you don't hush. Allegedly. Sorry, Miss Tina. Don't do nothing to me. All right. So, Nicole, the seed that you need to plant, that you're being called to plant. I stepped away, not sure if you said my name for a reading. No, I didn't. If you'd like a reading and you sent in your love offering, I can put you on the list. So just let me know. You need to start building community. And I feel like this has come up in our conversations before. You need to be in community with like-minded women who are going to lift as you climb. Women who have the same shared investments as you, who not only see your talents and gifts, but you see theirs as well. And there's a mutual investment in working towards something. This is something that your spirits really want to see you prioritize. They want you to go ahead and plant a seed around it. What will this nurture? What will nourish this seed, rather? What will nurture this seed? Confidence. You haven't done it yet, even though you felt this calling. I don't think that our recent conversations were the first time that you felt like you needed it, but you need to have the confidence to nourish it, right? The King of Wands gets what they want. They are successful because they have a deep belief in their worthiness and that they are deserving to have a thing. They're always enrolling people in their vision because they believe that they deserve to have the best and be the best and have access, right? So if you move like a person who feels like you deserve to have a community that pours into you and that you pour into, that will nurture the seed and create the conditions for it to happen, right? And I actually love this deeply for you. Potential outcome by summer. 2 of Cups. And the reason why I love this card is because people say it's the equivalent to the Lover's card. It's not, right? And you already got a boo. Nobody's trying to replace your baby, right? But the partnership of the 2 of Cups is about reciprocity and pouring back and forth into another person. 2 of Cups can be friendship. It can be strong relationship with a family member. It can be business partnership, right? And you love your boo and he's amazing attribute to your life. You know, I've never spoken to him a day in my life, but energetically I fuck with him, right? But he can't be your everything, right? And there's a nurturing and a pouring into that you need from community of like-minded women that will not only strengthen you, but low-key make your relationship stronger. So that is the seed you need to plant and how it will show up in your life. Let me know if that resonated with you. We have Svenstva, then we have MJ, and Chantel after that. Okay. So Svenstva, MJ, and then Chantel. And if there's anyone after Chantel, let me know. Hey now, hey. I've only had like 2 sips. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. I'm going to let you have that one because I love you. She said that drink is strong. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What does Svenstva need to know about the spring equinox? What is the seed she needs to plant? How does it need to be nourished? How will it set her up for the summer? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Okay, Nicole, thank you. I'm glad that resonated with you. Really glad that resonated with you. So we'll do, after Spensa, we have MJ, then Chantel. And if there's no one after Chantel, we'll go ahead and wrap up for the night. Okay, I love this for you. Spensa, the seed you need to plant is one of courage, one of strength. Not just courage in the traditional sense of, having the bravery to do things even when scared, but courage to be your most authentic self, right? Because that's the thing about the strength card. Traditionally, it's a lion or a woman, a tiny woman that's petting the head of a lion. And that is to demonstrate that even though she may not have brawn and strong muscles, she's still able to conquer this beast that other people can't, right? You have gifts and you have strengths within you that you don't nurture because they may not be seen as worthy or valuable by other people. Really work on trusting who you are, because the more authentically you show up, the more people who fuck with what you have to offer will find you. But also the other thing is that the lack of strength sometimes brings you out of integrity, right? Because that's another aspect of strength. It's not just doing the things you're afraid to do. It's standing in integrity of action. So that's the seed you need to plant. One that really helps you nurture, cultivate strength and integrity, courage and integrity, right? Now, what will nourish this seed? What will help you nourish the seed? You gotta let go of your fears, because a lot of your fears are imagined. And I was about to say unfortunately. No, not unfortunately. That's a good thing. If it's an imagined fear, it means it's not real, right? And a lot of the things that we use to hold ourselves captive, to imprison us majority of the time, are not rooted in reality. They are not real at all. And so rather than letting your fears, imagined fears, manifest into your reality, learn to let them go. Learn to speak back to them. Learn to release them, because they're not real. They're not actually there. They're not. Stop letting the imagined hurdles restrict you. That's what you need to do to nourish the seed. Very straightforward. How will this help you in the summer? By the time summer rolls around, the wheel will have shifted in your favor. It will have shifted in your favor. A lot of doors that you've been trying to open through force will naturally open up very, very, very easily for you. Okay? So that is your reading, Svensa. You need to plant a seed of courage. You nurture it through releasing your fears, and that'll set you up to have a very strong shift in terms of your destiny, fate, and favor by the time summer rolls around. I love that for you. Absolutely love that for you. All right, we're going to do MJ next. We'll do MJ, then Chantel. And then if there's anyone after Chantel that would like a reading, go ahead and submit your love offering. And this ain't the one for requesting the reading, but I'm just going to put it up because it's the last one I see. So MJ, Chantel. Okay, Spencer, I'm going to take that as you agreed with your reading. I hope that you liked it. Okay, KFS. So MJ, Chantel, then KFS. And if there's no one after KFS, we'll wrap up for the night. My sisters, angels, ascended masters, spirits who walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom does MJ need about the spring equinox? What is the seed she needs to plant? How does she nurture and nourish it? How will it set her up for the summer? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You are very welcome, sister. Let me take a sip of my strong drink that Tiffany made fun of me for. MJ, you don't celebrate yourself enough. You don't celebrate yourself enough. And a lot of that has to do with, see, I'm going to try to not say too much because some of y'all get readings from me regularly. And because of that, the spirits are bringing up follow-ups to these conversations. But we've talked about you being discerning about who you share your life with and not engaging with people who don't mean you well. And the Three of Cups is coming up to say, you got to start replacing those people with folks that want to see you win and who are also winning themselves, right? Three of Cups in its alignment is an energy of not only having things in your life to celebrate, but being surrounded by other people who have things to celebrate, right? So the more that you are in communion with other women who have wine glasses to toast with, the more joy it'll help you cultivate in your life, right? Now, in terms of the energy that will help you nourish this particular seed around developing more like-minded female friendships that are rooted in success and the celebration of that success, we have the Lover's card, which is Gemini energy, alignment. You're very intuitive. You know when people fuck with you, you know when they don't, right? And so leaning more into that Gemini energy, really, really trusting the downloads you get, right? I love that, and I don't have this deck with me right now. It's not on my workstation, but I love that in the Huda Tarot, the Lover's card is called the card of courting, right? And courting is not just something that benefits us in terms of romance. We should be courting in our friendships too, right? So yes, if you hang out with a bitch 3 or 4 times and then by the 5th time you realize she's weird, you don't have to hang out with her anymore, right? Using your intuition, using your emotional intelligence, using your intellect to really navigate how you cultivate and develop these relationships, that will help you water that seed. Instead of feeling like, oh, well, I done already hung out with her 3 times. I guess I got to be her friend, even though, her breath stank and, her baby daddy be punching her in the back of the head. And that makes me uncomfortable, right? You don't have to be around people that are weird. You just don't. You don't have to do that. So, again, Gemini energy, move from alignment. If it don't feel good, walk away from it. What will that bring you in the summer? It'll bring you a lot of pickup and momentum, right? You already have a lot of really awesome things that you're working on and a lot of beautiful things that you have planned. So you cultivating these relationships with women who are about their shit and who are joyful will really put a battery in your back so that by the time summer rolls around, you're making a lot of progress, okay? That is your spring equinox reading, MJ. We have Chantel next, then KFS. And I believe that's everybody, unless there's someone else. If there's someone else, say something so I don't miss you. Let's see. All righty. I got you, Chantel. Chantel, then KFS. And if there's no one after KFS, we will wrap up for the evening. I hope that resonated with you, MJ. I hope that was helpful. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Chantel need about the spring equinox? What is the seed that she needs to plant? How does she need to nourish that seed? What will nourishing and cultivating that seed bring for her in the summer? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You are very, very welcome. Very welcome. I love this for you. Queen of Pentacles. We really and let me take myself out of it, Spirit. I don't know why I said that. You really got to plant a seed around cultivating your sensuality, right? And when I talk about sensuality, I mean in all of its forms, right? Being rooted in your pleasure, being rooted in your desire, being rooted in an understanding of what you need for your personal nurturing, right? I always say that the reason why the Queen of Pentacles is the Queen of Favors because she treats herself so wonderfully, so beautifully. She dresses the best. She is aware of her body and the needs of her body. She gives her body the things it needs. And because she treats herself so beautifully, it makes other people want to be in her energy and treat her beautifully as well, right? So that is very much the seed you need to plant. How do I not only learn how to be tapped into my sensuality and to treat myself beautifully and abundantly, but how is that going to trickle over and spill over? How does that teach people in my environment how to nurture me and how to favor me, right? Yes, I'm still taking readings, Tiffany. Just go ahead and submit your love offering if you'd like one. Now, the seed, that the way you need to nourish and nurture this seed so that it continues to grow is through doing your inner child healing, right? There are some false beliefs that you have inherited from a younger version of yourself that are in conflict with this. So it's almost like you can't really prioritize your sensuality and nourish yourself and, prioritize yourself in the ways in which you need because you have some false beliefs that are in conflict with that, right? So speaking to that younger version of yourself, speaking to the inner child version of yourself and rewriting those narratives and letting them know it's safe. Not only is it okay, but it's safe to let go of those false beliefs. That will help you nourish the seed. What will it bring you by the time summer rolls around? It will bring you to a position where you don't feel financially or in terms of your health also restricted, right? Four of Pentacles is an energy of like, I'm saving out of fear that I don't have enough. And if you can do the things that are highlighted in these first two cards, by the time summer rolls around, you will release that Four of Pentacles energy around restriction, around feeling like you don't have enough, around feeling like things aren't going to work out for you. Because that's the only reason why we move in that like reclusive, tight wad kind of way that's associated with the Four of Pentacles. We don't think that people will take care of us. We don't think the universe is going to look out for us. We don't think we have enough, right? So that is your equinox reading. I hope that resonated with you. If so, let me know. Tiffany Murray, let me know if you'd like a reading. If so, I'll put you on the list after KFS. If not, I'll just wrap up with KFS for the evening. But go ahead and let me know. And if you want a reading, Tiffany, you'll be my last one for the night. But we have KFS next. KFS, let me know if you're still here, babe. Ancestors, angels, and masters, spirits that walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What wisdom does KFS need at this time about the spring equinox? Six of Wands, I love that. What wisdom does she need about the spring equinox? What is the seed that she needs to plant? How does she need to nourish that seed? What will nourishing the seed through the springtime bring her in the summer? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Okay. I got you, Tiffany. A lot of you all are running from doing hard things. And it's keeping you in a cycle where you repeat a lot of patterns. We got the King of Swords. You need to start being the person that says what they mean and means what they say and does what they mean, right? King of Swords is a very interesting energy. He's my favorite of the king, even though people think he's the meanest. Queen of Pentacles is my favorite of the queens. King of Swords is my favorite of the kings. And the reason why I love him is because he has a deep understanding of himself and he's very unapologetic about it. And I love people that are like that. I would rather you say who you are up front and move that way than do that Gemini ping-pongy two-faced shit where you present yourself the way that's popular in a room at the moment, right? So the King of Swords is coming up because the seed you need to plant is a seed where you get to be somebody who is so in control of your life that you are not only unafraid to say what you mean and mean what you say and demand that people meet you at that standard, but that you're not afraid to have a small circle as a result of that, right? What do I mean? I always say that a King of Swords will stop fucking with their own mama if their mama's not on the program, right? Traditional representations of this card shows a king on his throne on a cloud, which means that you got to do a lot of work to get to that motherfucker, right? And there's probably a part of you that is so afraid of being alone or isolated that you don't fully say what you mean, right? You massage your own standards or boundaries, and you really can't do that anymore, right? How you nourish the seed by doing it even though it's uncomfortable, by doing it even though it's painful, getting real with yourself about what the massaging of your own boundaries has cost you, and recognizing that you will never get out of that pattern until you deal with the pain and difficulty of holding the boundaries and moving forward so that you can enter into a new chapter. What will that bring you by the time that summer rolls around? By the time summer rolls around, you get to get off the hamster wheel. You get to stop reliving the same painful experiences over again, right? The same painful patterns, right? That's why the Nine of Swords is the nightmare, card of nightmares. It's loss of sleep, loss of peace, because you keep reliving difficult things from the past, right? So that's what I'm seeing here with you. The seed you need to plant is one of taking control of your life by being unapologetic about your standards and being very truthful, deeply truthful about what your standards are. Don't massage for other people's comforts, right? And you nourish it by doing it even though it's difficult. And the payoff that you will receive by summer is that you don't have to deal with these painful patterns again. You don't have to live an experience where you feel like you're living the same Groundhog Day nightmare over and over again, okay? Let me know if I resonated with you. Tiffany, you're going to be the last reading for the night because it is past 9:30, which means it's eerily close to my bedtime. So if there's anyone else that wanted a spring equinox reading, go ahead and say something now. I'll try to get to you on Sunday. If you've already submitted your love offering and I didn't get to you, then I'll go ahead and take care of you. But if not, we'll keep this open as an option on Sunday, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Tiffany need about the spring equinox? What is the seed she needs to plant? How does she spend spring nourishing that seed? What will it open up for her by the time that summer rolls around? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I love Groupon too, MJ. I ain't got nothing against Groupon. I found some fun things to do on Groupon. If you are an introvert like me and you're trying to find little random things to do to be social, Groupon will really, really help you with that. Mambo, this was good. I definitely enjoyed Happy. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna be honest. I was a little tired and I almost didn't go live today, but I'm glad that I did it. I think we had fun. And also I love the fact that I got to get on here and unapologetically say fuck Huda Mustafa. Fuck her, everybody who fucks with her. I'm not gonna say fuck her lineage because her family's embarrassed by her. Okay. The seed that you need to plant, and this is an interesting card, but I understand why it came up. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. You need to make a commitment and a promise to yourself to let go of poverty and lack mentality. And you really need to cultivate and plant some seeds around it, right? Baby, you were in charm school for a little bit, so you got some tips and tricks and trades and some things you can really lean into to help you rewire the way you think, right? But you need to plant a seed around releasing lack mentality, because not only does it keep you in an energy where you expect crumbs and lack, but it's going to attract other people into your social circle that also don't want much. And it's hard to excel, right? Our communities create environments for us. And you don't need that, Tiffany. Let me take KFS down because I'm already ready for KFS. And I'm going to confuse myself. I know how I am. So the seed you need to plant is one that allows you to release poverty or lack mentality, right? And I'm not going to cry, but this is perfect. What will nourish that seed is really working on your heart chakra, really doing your heart chakra work, speaking to your heart, creating opportunities for you to get comfortable with receiving, right? The thing that I'm getting, and I'm receiving this intuitively, it's almost like you feel like nobody helps you in the ways in which you genuinely need. But then if somebody were to offer you help, you would reject it, right? And I see Black women do this shit all the time. I love us down, but we do this shit all the time. We get mad that nobody's helping us. And then when people try to help us, we're so afraid of seeming and feeling like a burden that we reject the help. And we only learn to reject help when there is a blockage around the heart chakra. So really learning to not only prepare yourself emotionally, spiritually, energetically to be able to receive, but reminding yourself that it's okay to receive, right? It's safe to receive, because that's the only reason why you're afraid. You may have had a negative experience, again, going back to this 5 of Pentacles in reverse. You may have had a negative experience where you tried to let somebody help you, or you tried to receive, and they weaponize it against you because of their own poverty mentality, right? That's why this is a heart chakra issue. You got to forgive them, and you got to forgive yourself. What this brings you to by the time summer rolls around is that you get to really experience this deep transformation where you leave behind an old version of yourself and you step into a much more powerful, joyous, and authentic version of yourself, right? Because the performativity that comes with this reality has at times made it really hard for you to trust heart chakra, that it's safe to be your full and most powerful self. I hope that resonated with you, Tiffany. I hope that was helpful. I got it bad. I got it bad too, girl. I'll do the same thing. I will be sitting here frustrated, upset, crying about the fact that I don't have no help and support, and then somebody turn around and try to do something for me, and I feel all kind of guilt and we're rejected. Same issue, exact same issue. I love you all. This was fun. I hope that I see you all back here Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. Reminder, tomorrow's the last day of the sale. So if you do want to get a reading with me, an ancestral life path reading, a general reading, or a pathways activation session, you can use the code LUCK, LUCK, to get 20% off. That code expires tomorrow, Friday night at 11:59 p.m. EST. There are 9 days left to sign up for the Pathways to Power road opening ritual. I strongly encourage you all to join. This is going to be deeply transformational. Sacred Alignment Retreat is only 3 months away. I realized that the other day. 3.5 months away. So if you're interested in joining me and my ladies out in San Diego for 3 days of spiritual healing in July, click the link to the intake group below. And I think that's everything for updates right now. I love you. I'll see y'all Sunday. Take care. Bye.